Now, I really hate that I have to make videos like this. And people ask me all the time, Brian, why are you anti-government? Because how can you be for a system that takes something this simple like the Second Amendment and turns it on its head, turns it inside out, and just tramples it under the feet? Let's read it, okay? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Period. Very simple, short, direct, to the point, easy to read, and very, very understandable. Anybody can understand it. So you might ask me, hey, Brian, what does infringe mean? Well, let's go over that. Let's go over it. Infringe, to actively break the terms of a law or agreement, etc. To contravene, to violate, to transgress, to break, to breach. How about to hinder, to undermine, erode, diminish, weaken, impair, damage? Shall not be eroded, shall not be diminished, shall not be weakened, shall not be impaired, shall not be damaged, shall not be undermined, shall not be contravened, shall not be hindered or violated, shall not be transgressed, shall not be broken. But we have a system, federal, state, local, it doesn't matter. This right here is that's not just words written on a page. That's natural law. Neither you nor I have the right to tell somebody else that they can't defend themselves by whatever means necessary. You want a gun? You want a knife? You want a yard dart? You want a water bottle or a microphone? You want an RPG or a tank? Shall not be infringed. I don't have the right to infringe on your right of self-protection, to defend yourself, to defend your family, to defend your loved ones, to defend anybody else in your zone of influence. And I have no right to ask you, why do you have that firearm? How come you got that knife? You don't need to be carrying that. I don't have that right. It's simple, natural law. And any law that goes against that in any way, shape, or form is to be rejected. Why? Because it's an infringement. And you don't have a right to infringe, contravene, hinder, violate, or transgress anybody else's right to defend themselves. You just don't. And that brings us to SB 281 in Georgia. And try guys, in your mind, try to keep yourself from saying, oh, this will never happen. This will never pass. There will be no wind going through these sails. This boat don't float. The fact that this even exists in an atmosphere of shall not be infringed is enough to tell you that anything that comes along the pike that goes against this simple edict, this simple, easy to understand statement that anybody can read and walk away from going, I got it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Anybody who goes against that is literally a tyrant. Not only should they lose their jobs, they should lose their position in society as a direct judgment from society, because that person thought that they had some kind of direct control over somebody else to take their right of self-protection away. And who is this person who wrote SB 281? It's Donzella James from the 35th District in Georgia. This is Donzella right here. Hi, Donzella. Why the hell did you even take the oath, Donzella? Why did you say you would protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, Donzella, and then you write SB 281? Makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. To me, that's called psychopathy. You're utterly insane. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. Straight jacket, padded cell, paddy wagon. Mental institution. Goodbye. How can you keep your job? See, that's why I'm against government. Because the system that says this right here also allows SB 281 or HR whatever. Or come on, Nick's instant background check from the NRA. No, that's an infringement check. Don't want it. Don't need it. Goodbye. Infringement. What part of this do they not understand? I'm just going to read part of this to you guys. Another thing I like about the Second Amendment is what you see is what you get. That's all it is. But when you get to a bill like SB 281 from Donzella, look, 7 pages, guys. 7 pages. to transgress on and trample underfoot the very simple words of shall not be infringed. So what does SB 281 say? In part and really in whole? Well, if you live in Georgia, you can't have a gun. I'm serious. To amend Article 4 of Chapter 11 of Title 16, definitions regarding juvenile code and reporting of students committing prohibited acts, respectively, quote, so as to prohibit the possession of automatic and semi-automatic guns, to revise and provide for definitions, to revise the nomenclature for weapons which shoot and are designed to shoot automatically more than 6 shots, guys, without manually reloading by a single function of the trigger, to prohibit the possession of large capacity magazines. We'll find out later that that's anything that holds more than 10 rounds. To provide for exceptions, to subject all transfers or purchases, because the government's got to get in your business, of firearms at gun shows to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System that, by the way, was introduced and passed and saw all the way through by none other than the National Rifle Association. Your enemy, the enemy to the Second Amendment, Wayne LaPierre and the National Rifle Association. You want a good gun group? Go to the GOA, Gun Owners of America. Let's just read part of this nonsense where they define terms. Large capacity magazine means any ammunition feeding device with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds of ammunition. And then I'm just going to just direct your attention to this. This and this, 16-11-122 and 16-11-123. No person shall have in his or her possession any sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off rifle, automatic or semi-automatic gun. What gun that is produced today isn't a semi-automatic? Large capacity magazine, dangerous weapon, or silencer, except as provided in Code Section 16-11-124, and that's law enforcement, military. Screw that. 16-11-123. A person commits the offense, you're a criminal, of unlawful possession of firearms or weapons when he or she knowingly has in his or her possession any sawed-off shotgun, sawed-off rifle, they strike machine out, automatic or semi-automatic gun, large capacity magazine, dangerous weapon or silencer, and upon conviction thereof, he or she shall be punished by imprisonment for a period of 5 years. So they make you a criminal because you're walking in accordance with this right here. My question is, how could a person like this ever be tolerated to walk in the halls of any state or federal congressional hall? Ever. Ever. And she's not the only one, guys. Little Chucky Schumer, Nazi Pelosi, Adam Schiff for brains, you name it, just goes down the line, guys. Ted Cruz for the NRA. If you're a congressman or senator who's for the NRA, or you're a congressman or senator who's for any level of infringement, contravention, hindrance, violation, transgression of this right here, this Second Amendment, you are literally not just an enemy to the Constitution and the oath that you swore. You're not just an enemy to yourself. You're an enemy to all of the human race because you believe you have a higher claim over the life and property of others to the point where you can make a law that criminalizes by the threat of force and violence, imprisonment, fines, and caging and kidnapping somebody else who just wants to defend themselves by whatever means necessary. That's SB 281, guys. I'm not even going to go through this whole thing. Who cares? All you have to do is just put one word on something. Well, you just infringed. You just infringed your rights and my rights to protect myself and yourself and our families with whatever means we want. If you guys enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget, go to my private email list or my website, highimpactflix.com. Please share these videos. Go to my BitChute, all my alternative media channels, because I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on YouTube here. It's time. We got to take a stand. Don't draw a line in the sand. Draw a line in the concrete. Let that thing harden. That's where it stays. You ain't getting no more of our rights. Matter of fact, the rights you took, well, we want to take them back. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.